About 5 years ago now, I made this stool from a single 8-foot 2x4. And that video did very well for me. That was kind of the first video to gain any real traction for me here on YouTube. And as you can see, I still have that same stool that I made in that video. And it has held up surprisingly well. But regardless of how well it's held up, I still don't really like the stool. Or I guess I like the stool, but I more so don't like that original video I made on it. So in this video, I'm going to remake the 2x4 stool. And my hope with this is that I have at least improved a little bit in the past 5 years of woodworking so that I can make a better version of this stool, or at the very least, if not better, at least something different. I have a whole different design planned for this 2x4 stool. So just like last time, I'm going to start with a single 8-foot 2x4. And this was actually salvaged from another project, so this 2x4 is a little beat up, but that's not really going to matter too much for the look that I'm going for. So I'm cutting 4 12-inch sections for my 2x4, and this is going to make the seat, and just from that alone, there goes half of my 2x4 already. I want this stool to look rustic. I want it to look like it was made from old rough-sawn lumber. So before I glue these 2x4 sections together to make the seat, I'm going to run each piece across the blade of my bandsaw going backwards to add some bandsaw marks. And now I can glue the sections together into a panel for the seat. Once I have my seat panel all glued together, I am going to saturate the wood in a mix of steel wool and vinegar. And this is a pretty cool DIY stain. It kind of goes on translucent greenish, but it's going to dry completely black. The stool isn't just going to be black. I'm going to end up sanding off most of the stain. I'm really just using it to highlight all the bandsaw marks. And then I'm just going to restain everything again, this time just with a dark coffee stain. I think this makes for a pretty convincing old weathered look, but this was a mistake. I still have a ton of cuts to make, so I don't know why I decided to stain the piece at this point, but I'm going to have to restain everything again later. But for right now, I need to work on turning this square seat into a round one. I'm going to leave the seat alone for right now so I can start working on the legs. So I'm cutting what's left of my 2x4 in half, and then I'm ripping each of those sections down the middle at my table saw. I'm not working with exact measurements anymore. I'm just dividing what I have left of the 2x4. So the dimensions of the legs are a bit weird. It comes out to like 23 3/4 long and 1 inch and 11/16 wide. Now I'm going to add a few curves to the ends of each leg, and this is hopefully going to make the legs look like they're almost tapering outwards, and it's also just going to give the stool some more visual interest. So I'm actually going to start those curves at the table saw, and I'm basically just using the table saw to quickly mark out what I want these curves to look like so that I have something for the bandsaw to follow. I'm going to smooth out those curves a little bit with my spindle sander, but the nice thing is I don't have to be perfect here. If I leave behind some saw marks, that'll just go with the rustic look. Now, the way that I'm actually going to join the legs to the seat is just with some simple half laps. The seat is obviously round, so the half laps would need to have a slight curve to them to accommodate, but the seat is 12 inches in diameter, and just so happens the blade of a miter saw is that same diameter. There is going to be some setup involved though. I need to attach some sort of waste block to the saw. I also need to lock the blade at center so it doesn't slide on me when I'm making these cuts. And I also need to adjust the depth stop on my saw. And that last one, the depth stop, is a feature I think a lot of people don't know about because I get asked about it a lot. But if you have a saw, pretty much every sliding miter saw that I've seen will have some type of depth stop like this. You can see here if I had cut those half laps totally flat, they would have left gaps. So the curve of the miter saw blade helps to fix this. With the half laps cut, I'm pretty much done with the legs, and the last part I need to make now for the stool is a cross brace to support the legs. And if you remember, those legs took what was left of the 2x4, but I still have some offcuts left over from when I cut the seat into a circle. These offcuts obviously have a curve cut into them, but I have a way that I can work that into the design. So I'm ripping the scraps down into some square stock, and that's going to remove most of the curve, and the remaining curve is going to work kind of as a half lap to let the two pieces intersect each other. There are many very simple ways I could go about joining the cross brace to the legs, but none of those sounded very fun, and I have an idea I want to try using this section of PVC pipe I had laying around. So for this idea to work, I need the cross brace pieces to fit pretty snug within this pipe. So I added a small bead of hot glue to the inside of the pipe, which the hot glue is kind of rubbery when dry. So this should hold the brace pieces pretty well, and then I can just run the pieces through my table saw slowly, turning it as I go to carve out a tenon. I should also probably say that you should not try this at home. This could be very dangerous. And like I said earlier, there are a lot of other very simple joinery techniques you could do instead. The process of cutting all those tenons on my table saw was pretty time consuming, but it worked surprisingly well. I think this is definitely a trick that I'll be using again in the future. I cut the tenons to be 1 1/8 in diameter, so now I'm using a Forstner bit of that same size to cut a hole in each of my legs for the tenon to fit into. Before I put the stool together, I am going to rough up all my parts again like I did with the seat. And I'm going to do all that same process of the steel, wool, and vinegar stain, and then the coffee stain. And now I can just glue and join all my parts together. The crossbrace pieces don't exactly fit together, they more so just loosely intersect each other, so there's nothing really to glue together there. But I do have this bucket of rusty nails, and I'm going to use some of those to join the crossbrace pieces together once I have them all set square. I really like the look of the rusty nails. It matches the rustic look of the rest of the stool really well, so I decided to use more of them on the legs as well. So side by side, I have the older stool here, and right next to it, I got the newer, older looking stool. I really do like the simplicity of this older stool, but this new stool was so much more fun to make. Anyways, let me know what you think. Which one do you like better?